Okay, so here we are in Photoshop. Let me show you where the color space is set in Photoshop. If I go to edit here and go and look for color settings, you see my settings over here. Typically by default, Photoshop comes with Pro Photo RGB. I changed that to I changed the one to sRGB. Okay, let me hit cancel here and go back again to color settings. And this is the one I have. I have sRGB set up. Okay, so let's see how Photoshop behaves, okay, with the color spaces. When an image has a different color space than the one I have in my working spaces. Okay, so I will create a new document, a new image. Okay, over here, let me go to pixels here. And yeah, I think it's fine. I will not change anything here. I will just leave everything the way it is. You see over here is the sRGB color profile, so I'll hit create. Now I will open an image that I have in my desktop here. So let me drag this image here. When you drag an image, you open a raw image in Photoshop, it opens Camera Raw. So if you see down here, the image has an Adobe RGB 1998 color space. Okay, so I will not change it. Let's see what happens when I click open. When I click open, I will get this message. It says, this document or this image has an Adobe RGB 1998, and your working space, you have it set up for this RGB. What do you want me to do? Okay, so I have several options in here. So I will not actually change anything so far. I just want the image to open with the embedded profile. Okay, so I will leave this the way it is and click OK. Let me show the windows here. Let me arrange this tile vertically so you can see both images. Okay, so I have over here a document with an sRGB profile, and over here on the right I have an image with an Adobe 1998 profile. Okay, let's stop for a second. All right, out there in the internet, in YouTube, there are zillions of tutorials that give you all the engineering and details and science behind color profiles. I will not get that technical. I will put it this way. There are three main profiles, that color spaces, that we use in photography. Okay, I'm going from the smallest one to the biggest one. Okay, so the first one is sRGB. The second one is Adobe 1998. And the third is Pro Photo RGB. Okay, it's Pro Photo RGB. Okay, Pro Photo RGB is the largest color space. In other words, it has almost all the colors. All right, the color range. Adobe 1998 is kind of in the middle, and sRGB has the less color spectrum, right? And if you want to get all the details, search on the internet color spaces, and you will get all type of scientific explanations, which are good. But in my case, it's for me, it's enough to know this is small, this is medium, and this is large. And if it affects my work, yes or no, depending on the case. All right. So photographers recommend that you capture image with a lot of saturated colors, colorful images, and and you really need to work with those colors. Pro Photo RGB will be the best way to go because you have the entire color space. But the reality is that most of the images will be exported to sRGB. So the reasoning behind those the photographers is, okay, so I can always convert that to sRGB. So let's work with the best color space. And then when I export my images, boom, I just can do it in sRGB, and it's fine. In my case, I work sRGB all the way. Camera is set up to sRGB. Photoshop, Lightroom, exports are set up for sRGB. Okay, so with that said, let's see what happens in here. Okay, so on the left side of the screen, I have a document. This document is an sRGB document. On the right side, I have a photograph, which is an Adobe 1998 color space. Let's see what happens if I want to drag this image to the other document. Okay, so I get this message. Okay, so you have this bigger one. This is Adobe RGB, and your working space is sRGB. What you want me to do? You know what? Keep that the same way. I do not convert. All right. I click OK, do not convert, and see what happens. All right. Now you can see that the image here, the photograph, the colors are like washed out. They lost saturation. If you see the lipstick and the skin, they are like less saturated. And why? Because I'm moving from a larger color profile to a smaller one. And I need to shave out information to make this thing fit the smaller color space. And that's the reason, you know, I need to take out color information, right? So that's the problem. And this is one of the biggest problems most people out there face. You know, I work all the way in ProPhoto RGB. I export my image in ProPhoto RGB, and then when I go to my printing service online, I upload this image, and bam, it looks like odd. It's different. The colors are washed. The colors are desaturated. Most of them will look almost too black and white. Why? The reason is that most of the services online, they work with sRGB. So it will happen the same thing that is happening here. It's just shaving out, removing color information to make the color space fit. Okay? So what should I do? All right, so let me get back to here. Let me go here, untitled, reset everything. And let's start again. Let me just zoom that a little bit. Okay, so I would drag again this picture from here to here. Oh, sorry. I will drag this picture from here to here. Then I will tell Photoshop, okay, go ahead, please convert this image. Okay, I click OK. Bam, colors are the same. The algorithm, I don't know, the little robots, minions in there are doing their own stuff, and they are converting this thing into this other thing to preserve the color tones. And that's what you want, okay? So this is the science behind this, all right? Okay, so sometimes, right, you can come across another type of problem. And let me tell you something. This is very unlikely to happen. You know, most of the time this works fine. You know, it's not noticeable at all. All right? But it could happen. Let me now create a new document. But now, instead of the sRGB, I will select this document to be created as a ProPhoto RGB. Now, on the left side of the screen, I have an image that has Adobe 1998 color space. And on the right, I have a document that has Adobe, ProPhoto RGB, which is the largest one. Okay, let's see what happens. If I go here, all right, and drag this to the other document, I have the same problem. You know, there's a profile or color space mismatch. The source one is Adobe RGB and 1998. The other one is ProPhoto RGB. So do not convert. Just leave it the way it is. Boom. What is going on in here now? What are these odd, funny colors? So let's go back to common sense. If I'm going from a smaller portion of colors to a bigger color space, I need to build up things. It's like kind of the 4K, 8K, 20K, 100K TV. The source is 1K. The only way to display that in 100K is to make up and build up things from what the information they are receiving. So the same happens here. You know, you're moving from a smaller profile to a bigger one. And I need to add color, so the image will look like saturated, more saturated. And you don't want that to happen. You want the colors the way they were shot, okay? And then you do your editing, okay? I hope you are getting this, okay? So let me just Control C or initiate this. What happens now? If I drag this thing and I say, please, okay, go ahead and convert. Another warning, all right? You have an entire carousel of things. This photo is Adobe RGB. The profile you have in this document is Pro Photo RGB. And your working space is sRGB. Yeah, okay, please, I know that. Okay, no problem, hit okay. What happens? Image colors are the same. Okay, so Jose, makes sense to do what? Okay, I would put it this way. If you want to work with the best of the best, I mean the best color range, do Pro Photo RGB. Set your camera to capture Pro Photo RGB. Set your defaults in here to use Pro Photo RGB and export your images in the Pro color space that you need, okay? There are certain printing services that will work with Pro Photo. First ask. There are others that will not. I don't know. Technology changes a lot. I don't know if there are monitors out there. I mean, screen computer monitors that are working on Pro Photo. I think that eventually they will be. But if you will display these images in computer screens, tablets, and mobile phones, and you will use printing services that work with sRGB, this is the best way to go. All right, export your images to sRGB. I'm not saying that one is better than the other one, but I think that if you have more to work on, okay, just go ahead and do it. I'm just sharing my experience. I work sRGB all the way. I haven't had any issues. I printed large images, small images. I exported images for the web, for catalogs, so for you name it. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please also, if you have problems with this, you are still facing problems with this, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe to the channel if you like the videos, and let me know if you want me to share some other tutorials of what you want me to actually show you. And if I do not have the answer, I will surely investigate and get back to you guys. For now, bye. Take care. COVID is out there, and God bless you all. Bye bye.